To go.
Give it a second. Okay, it's up.
Burp.
Bloody hell.
We're up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the South-Afrifur podcast here at 8 o'clock CAT. Today we have a very sort of special double bill. We have Raven Song, who is actually leaving to England within the next month. She'll be leaving at the end of August, so we decided that we'd have a special podcast with her. And to accommodate for her as well, we have a contributor of media and articles and things like that from Adjective Species, JMHorse. We've had him on before, from England. And yeah, welcome to the podcast. And obviously from...
thank you very much. Sorry, I'm struggling with an echo here at the moment, guys, so I'm looking for a way of switching it off on the stream or Skype or something.
Oh, are you getting both the feeds? The basis is there's a button that you press, that little arrow in the block in the top right-hand corner, right? That it actually just goes to the chat and not the stream itself.
Sounds complicated.
Got it. Excellent.
Cool.
Thank you. Sorry about that. That was a good start, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It happens more often than you can think.
I'm not sure I got that out to do it here, but spatial.
Hi. All right, so welcome to the podcast, both to Raven as well as JMHorse. Decided we'd do a little bit of a double bill with somebody going to England and somebody who has actually moved to England for the past how many years?
I've been here full-time for about 6 years.
All right. For those of you who don't know, JMHorse contributes to Adjective Species, a very well-respected research and sort of segment. It's not really news, is it? It's research and?
Essays and sort of, deep looks into the furry fandom. So if you enjoy reading walls of text, it should be your furry website of choice.
Yep.
It should be your furry website of choice. Those of you who haven't checked it out, have a look at Adjective Species. They have new content practically every other day. If it's not every other day, it's every other day.
No, but it's walls of text with very cool information inside it. It's not walls of text that is like read.
Yes, hopefully it's entertaining. So there's a bunch of contributors, of which I'm one. So I think we've got 4 or 5 regulars who contribute at sort of like different frequencies, plus loads of guest articles. So we try and keep it interesting. It's all properly written. It should be pretty readable, and hopefully it's interesting.
And we might one day. I was talking about this right before the podcast started. That we might. I want to make this a mandatory thing to fill in the survey.
You do
So
realize
those who haven't done it, if you go to furrypoll.com, it's a survey that's been running for about a decade. It gets several thousand responses from furries each and every year, and it's a goldmine of information about furry demographics, bizarre sexual behaviour, interests, age, you name it, it's on there.
bizarre sexual behavior?
That works.
Yeah. So it's new this year. So the survey's been revamped by our survey gurus, and there's a whole section on sexual behaviour. So if you can name a popular, if bizarre, sexual activity amongst furries, we've got people going through and basically ticking boxes saying, I do this, I'm interested in it, I produce art related to this, I consume art related to this.
Well, I mean, if you look
really
at the fetish line from... If you have the entire fetish line from Fur Affinity, then you're pretty good for it. Baby fur, bondage, Digimon, fat furs, hyperinflation, macro, micro, muscle.
Okay,
Pony,
yeah.
Paw, Pokemon,
I can give you a list if you like, actually. I gave a panel at Confuzzled earlier this year,
Yeah.
and we did touch on it. So I've got all of the lists of the interesting things. So you ready for what we ask about?
Hey?
Yeah. So we ask about furry, age play, bondage, diapers, domination, exhibition, fertility and impregnation, foot worship, fursuits, gender roleplay, humiliation, inflation, non-consensual activities, prospophilia, sadomasochism, size play, transformation, ball, water sports, and zoophilia.
Okay, it went from 13 to 16 to 18 to R18 right now.
Actually, you You do realize that it was said so quickly. A lot of people have to look and listen to that thing at least 2 or 3 times. So.
Look at this.
Well, I do. I've actually got some early stats in front of me. I'm not supposed to share them because the survey is underway. But if you want to ask me about any one of those bizarre sexual behaviours, I will tell you the proportion of furries that have answered so far, how interested they are in that. So the percentage that say they're interested in any of those things.
That would be a scary statistic to actually see.
It is. I'm telling you, it is quite scary.
I think you can take that
I can tell you that of those things, I think there's 20 or 21, more than 10% of furries are interested in each of those. Not more than 20% are interested in all of them, but you get more than 10% of people
All of them?
I'm interested in this. So each of them, yeah. Not all of them, each of them. It's like, sorry, I'm derailing this already, aren't I?
No, not really. it is your survey. You are at the front of it at the moment.
Well, we can save that one up. So if anyone wants to add an exciting sexual behaviour to the chat channel or any of you guys, I can tell you the percentage of furries who are interested in this.
Is there anything that furries are interested in that you cannot find outside of the furry fandom?
It's a good question, isn't it? Because a lot of this stuff, one of the things when I was presenting this is people, they didn't accuse me, it was all very friendly, but sort of making sexuality seem a bigger deal than it is. And what they were saying is, well, no one asks these questions about the Women's Institute, do they? And because we're interested in this, we do ask about it. It's without knowing what proportion of people in the general population are interested in each of these things.
No.
It's actually not really that meaningful. You know, sex is one of those things that obviously everyone's interested in, but it's not really talked about that often. Furries, I think, are pretty good at talking about sex.
No, that is actually true. And maybe people that would contribute in an anime fandom. Now, what I mean by contribute is people that engage with other people in the anime community. They might also be. But when you take something like that for the general public, a lot of the people won't even mean what half those terms describe.
Yes.
That is probably where you're going to eat a snag with that topic.
Yes, absolutely. It's like, when you're at work or something and someone says, oh, yeah, I'm off doing some CBT this evening. And you go, what? Yeah. And they mean cognitive behavioural therapy.
How cute is that?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
Simple question to begin with.
As opposed to the CBT I've seen pop up on furry websites from time to time.
It's really too simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Acronyms, as fun as they are.
Look. Go.
Ivic's taking
Shush.
the ball.
Scratch.
What I wanted to say was, like, as useful as acronyms are, sometimes, like, different subcultures see different acronyms in different ways, and it just leads to way too much confusion in my eyes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I actually do have a question in respect to this furry poll.
Yeah.
What the hell does post-furry mean?
It's a good question, and it's actually something that we've been looking at not that long ago. So post-furry, in fact, if you go to adjectivespecies.com, Macchio, who's the site founder, has written an essay on post-furry. But basically, post-furries are people who don't engage with normal sort of animal person type of identity. They come up with another identity that either excludes one or both. So you might have, like an anthropomorphic car, like a robot or someone who's a pool toy or something along those sorts of lines. It's a pretty it's a pretty broad definition. I don't think it's one of those ones where you either are or aren't. But it means people who are sort of subverting or changing the whole animal person identity.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, so a furry version. Macchio sort of compares it to genderqueer identities, just up there in the non-furry world, and I can see the similarities.
Interesting. That's cool.
What do you guys think? Because I kind of start thinking about this comparison. What is one of the main differences, apart from obviously the different what's its name now, different aesthetic, right? Between something like an anime fan and a furry. Because I actually gave this a little bit of thought, and my personal perception of it is a person would only categorize himself as a furry right? If you actually started engaging with the community, well, an anime fan can be a person that just likes to watch the anime show. You understand? Well, everybody practically loves the cartoon animals. Is there any research in regard with that particular topic? Where actually is that barrier that makes you a furry, apart from just a fan of a TV show or something?
There's actually some research on this, and it's quite recent. It's really interesting. So there's a group of researchers. They're all psychologists and sociologists who collect together under the International Anthropomorphic Research Project. They're funded by the Canadian. Sorry.
Yeah. That's in Canada.
It is, yeah. It's the United States and Canada. And a couple of the researchers are furries themselves. They're funded by the Canadian government, as you say. And what they're doing is they're looking at fandom groups, because they see these as being sort of self-organising communities, which is interesting from that sort of human behaviour sort of level. And they've been looking at comparing specifically furry anime fans to sports fans.
Oh yeah, I think I saw something about that, where they had furries, anime, sports fans, and I think there was something else. I think the sci-fi fandom or something. I don't know.
I think, it's hit me for the moment as well. But anyway, what they showed is that the furries have got a much closer engagement with sort of the identity aspect of being furry. So if an anime fan is someone who's primarily engaging with works of art created by others. So, anime created by studios and people who are out there selling things. And so being an anime fan is, to some degree, being someone who's consuming that art which is being prepared by others. Furry, the art and the art product are largely being created by South-Afrifur.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Is everybody there?
Yes, William?
Sorry, you guys did catch all that. I've got someone in the background there who's just cutting in and out of the other that's coming through the stream properly.
Yeah, no, we can hear you. We're just hearing, it sounds like the audio is dipping down a little bit, but that's just a weird technical issue. But, yeah, that is actually really interesting. I think I saw a video of that on YouTube, and I actually want to find it, if I can. Let me have a look here.
Yeah, I know one that you're talking about. Yeah, it is interesting where they sort of point out where furry is special. That, it's about... people say that we're furries with fans because we're sort of fans of furry characters and fans of ourselves. But the difference with what it is we're engaging with is fundamentally different.
Yeah.
And so furries, you've got that identity side of things. So it's a bit more introspective, a bit more personal. When you've got fursuiters, many fursuiters or most fursuiters tend to fursuit as their own personal character. Whereas when you look at, people who are cosplaying, the majority of the time they're fursuiting other characters. They're dressed up as Mulder and Scully or a Pokemon, something along those sorts of lines. That's to say that there isn't crossover. You can look at My Little Pony, that's got a big effect on furry, and if you go to a furry convention, you will see My Little Pony fursuits there. There's no right or wrong way of doing it, but it is sort of the proportions are different, and it's something which is special about furry, I think. As do the researchers. My opinion doesn't really count for anything in this, but there are people that actually know what they're talking about.
Custom created content. This is probably the biggest thing.
And I see Rakuin's just mentioned in the chat room, and of course he's done an interview on Flavor that covers a lot of these topics.
Awesome.
It's actually pretty awesome. So, yeah. One of the other questions that we wanted to ask is, we've spoken about sort of like all of this kind of stuff and everything like that, and obviously one of the reasons why Raven's here is because obviously she's going to go overseas and leave everybody in South Africa all alone.
I'm not leaving.
You're leaving everyone. You're just going away.
Your loss is our game.
Yeah, of course you're coming back in July, but...
I'm leaving winter here, going to winter there, and then coming back here for holiday in winter. For you!
What's wrong with that?
Winter!
Winter! Not so cold!
Awesome. This is awesome. What are you talking about?
I'm Egyptian! I like the hot, deserty stuff.
No, you don't.
Actually, I don't. I like cold.
Yeah.
I'm outsiders.
Yeah. But I hear that it's actually been quite hot in England recently.
It's because it knows I'm coming.
It has been. It's not today. It's cold in rain. But yeah, the summer's been pretty good. Everyone here seems to get really excited depending on what the weather is. So the sun comes out and immediately everyone takes their shirts off and goes sits in a park and gets burned. It's all very exciting and it's weird. It is weird.
I'd like that's
Apologies
actually
to all
That's a
English
pretty
people
normal
listening.
figure. I'm going to be right at home.
that is actually one of the things that I heard from one of my teachers when I was still in high school. He also went to England one day, and he said that as soon as the sun comes out, everybody's outside and, like you said, shirtless, so that they can all
Yes.
burn their sensitive skin.
Yeah, it's I can tell you on the very first day that I came here. This is years and years ago. It was in spring, and it was what I've subsequently learned is a fairly warm spring day of I don't know, like 12 or 13 degrees, so freezing cold. And the sun's come out, and yeah, I remember like basically stepping out of the car and having a look around. We're near the seaside, like way down on the south coast. The water is absolutely freezing, and the first thing I see is a dude in his underpants going for a swim. I just thought, what is going on? This doesn't make any sense. People were buying ice creams, you know. It was very strange.
Were they sweating?
I don't think I hope not. I didn't get that close.
You can just imagine, like, people sweating in 12 degrees. Like, oh my god, it's so hot!
But look, you do get the hang of it. You know, I'm from Australia, and you know, you think about like sort of temperature in the 30s or 40s as being hot, and yeah, I find myself over here going, oh, it's 24. Better break the shorts out. I wish I had air conditioning.
Don't mention this to my work colleagues. They'll blame it on chemtrails or something.
Like, you've been on, like, accretion or an Inpw. You've been on that, like, thing for I don't know how long now. I mean, like, seriously, what is wrong with your office, dude?
People are insane in my work. I don't know what the hell is going on.
They're conservative bastards. Anyway, Gary.
Much brains.
Much brains. Such intellect.
Yay!
Mm.
Anyway, so it's going to be exciting to have you here, Raven. Yeah, you're here. Are you here just for a year, or are you here permanently?
I'm there forever.
She is emigrating.
Excellent. Well, that's pretty exciting, and moving straight into London as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm completely insane.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. You'll really enjoy here. You know, it's got a reputation for being an expensive place to live, and that reputation is well earned. But it's the accommodation and the travel that's expensive. Once you hurdle those, and hopefully that's something that you've sorted out already. It's actually
I'm going to be living in a backpacking lodge.
excellent. Oh, that's very South African and very Shepherd's Bush.
I know. I'm going to be bouncing from backpacking lodge to backpacking lodge until I actually find accommodation on my lonesome.
Yeah.
Or in a shared
look,
accommodation.
yeah, that'll be the way to do it. And you will find lots of options. You know, there's lots of people who are doing the same thing that you are.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll find a room in a tiny room in a scummy flat full of, filthy Antipodeans.
Excellent.
Filthy Antipodeans.
Yeah, it sounds like you
Yep.
said amphibians.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do
Well,
tend
maybe
Amphibians.
you do tend to swim a lot more than they do.
Yeah,
Plus, the Thames is so polluted, I don't think that they would want to.
I would swim in it.
How polluted is the Thames?
Am I going to grow an
it's
extra?
It's not like the Thames, at least in London, like it's not really a river, so it's salt water, an estuary. And so the tide is forever going in and out, and it's, the difference in level in the Thames changes, sort of once or twice a day by like 5 meters, I think, something like that. Like it's a lot. So if you look at it, sometimes it just looks like mud and it's gross, and then other times it's, the water level's high and it's all pretty pleasant. So it's a very grey river. Like you're not going to go swimming, it'll probably kill you. But it's not too bad. It's pleasant. Besides, London is a very pretty place.
Can I go swimming in like the ponds and stuff, or the fountains and like the parks? I'll get into trouble, can I?
I think you can do that, but it's just not going to be hot enough. You're not going to want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darn. Take never
So there are options. There's like public swimming pools and stuff like that you can use, and they're often heated. So if you're a swimmer, then that is the way to go.
No, I just like the water.
She's a drowner.
I don't drown. I can swim just fine. I don't
Oh,
swim
yeah.
like an Olympic medalist. I float. I can doggy paddle.
It's probably hard to get a reputation as a drowner, because if you think about it, it's something that most people only do once.
You see me swim.
Oh, I haven't, no.
Exactly.
But
But no, so furry-wise, there's a meeting of London furs right in the middle of town every 3 weeks, and that gets sort of 1, 2, sometimes around about 300 furs turning up.
What the
What?
hell?
Okay,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
So-
I was thinking like I don't know, like maybe like 10, 15.
When you were going like 1, 2, I was like 1, 2, 3 furs at the same time. Okay, I can deal with
I can
that.
handle that.
1,
So
2,
that should be
3,
clear. So if you visit londonfurs.org, you'll see that you'll see all the dates. It's all very easy to get to. There are 2 parties a year, so the summer party's just been. Unfortunately, you just missed that. But they hire a boat, cram 400 odd furries onto it, and go for a tour up and down the Thames for a few hours.
Cool.
And yeah, then they have a party the next day. They hire out a club, and it's open from basically midday to midnight. It's terrific.
Oh, this sounds like my kind of place. I'm so moving there on the 31st of August.
You're flying me to London eventually.
Yes!
You're marrying me.
What?
You're gay!
So are you.
No, she's not. She's
I'm
bi.
bi.
Fill that in on the furry
It
survey.
depends on if Tom Hiddleston is in question. Sorry, don't mind me.
She's gay from Boston.
I'm very gay for Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, but yeah, you should have a great time. There's lots of furries about, and it's a friendly place.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Have you ever been to Eurofringe?
I have not for some time. I went in 2007, and that's the only time that I've been. So that's almost 10 years ago now.
When did they move from?
They've moved a few times.
Oh.
So I think every convention that has a hotel and there's about 500 or 600 people turning up, everyone harks back to those days.
No.
And it was indeed that hotel at the Ringberg that people do hark back to. But it was fine. Confuzzled is the big UK convention. Raven, you're compulsory to come along to that one. And that's, I think, about 2,000 people, so it's pretty big. It's one of the 10 biggest in the world. It's not quite as big as Eurofringe, but it's not far behind.
Mm-hmm. No, it sounds interesting. Because there's actually a lot of furries in Europe compared to the population count. That's one thing that I've seen. Europe's population count isn't actually really like ridiculously higher per how can you say per square kilometer than South Africa. I've noticed that in world statistics, but they have such a higher furry count in small places like cities like London and whatnot. Okay, London itself is a much larger city than any city in South Africa, but outside of London for a while there's nothing. Just like here.
And there's lots of little conventions all over Western and Eastern Europe as well. I've got a friend of mine who's been out recently to the Polish FurCon and the Russian FurCon. The Nordic FuzzCon, which is the Scandinavian one based in Stockholm, is growing rapidly. It's got a really good reputation. I haven't been, but that's an option. It's just down the road.
Just down the road.
Catch Josh.
I know.
Yeah, we have similar ideas of sort of distance in Johannesburg and Gauteng in general. When I actually came up here, the words "just down the road" meant at least more than 10 kilometers away, and around the corner is about 20 kilometers away.
Yeah.
No, it's just around the corner. 20 kilometers later, you found your Prunhof.
Yeah.
In fact, we had a Dutch friend staying with us over the weekend, and as he said, the difference between Europe and America, but he could easily be saying Australia or South Africa, is that in Europe, 150 miles is a long way,
Really?
and in America, 150 years is old.
That's true.
That makes actually a lot of sense. How far is it?
Oh, wait, 150 miles.
Yeah, 150 miles.
241 kilometers is a long way. That's
Yeah, that is
literally
considerable.
from us. That for me, that is from here to Bethel in the next province.
Yes, I know, and
Just
something
round the
which is
corner.
150 years old here will not barely raise an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us, 150 years old is
A miracle.
Montague.
Yeah, but it's different. Yeah, it's different. But there's a lot here. London's a terrific city, as I'm sure you'll discover, Raven. And there's lots of nice people.
Tell me about it. I want to go to the aquarium.
Really?
The
So
aquarium.
it seems like a funny choice.
I want to go to Regent's Park. I want to go to the zoo. I want to go to Tom Hiddleston's house in Wimbledon. I want to go to.
You want to stay at Tom Hiddleston's house in Wimbledon, yeah?
You want to,
I want to go to Hard Rock Cafe.
And see whether Tom Hiddleston pops up there?
I want to go to Hyde Park because they got horses there.
Because Tom Hiddleston might be in Hyde Park at some
I
point.
doubt he'll be in Hyde Park at some point, but maybe.
You do realize that you might be able to meet up with PewDiePie.
I want to meet that person he just said.
An interesting piece of news actually sort of popped up on Google News right now. Michael Jackson wanted to be Jar Jar Binks.
Can you imagine?
Boy.
While he was still alive and they found out about it, he really wanted to be Jar Jar Binks.
Can you imagine?
It's so funny. I'm actually like completely different in regards of what places I would like to visit when I ever go to Europe. I've been in Holland, but never England. But if I go to Britain, I would say, okay, I want to go to Thorpe Park, I want to go to Alton Towers, I want to go to Blackpool.
Yep. Now, look, you know what? There are a load of furries that do exactly that over here, and they make regular trips to these places. So yeah, you have no trouble finding friends.
Yeah, well,
Do you know I've never been on a roller coaster? Someone was making fun of me for this recently. I've never been on a roller coaster.
I'm gonna make fun of you right now.
I think that's normal, right?
Yeah.
I'm normal.
No, you're normal, no worries.
And you guys have had Green Reaper on in recent weeks, haven't you?
Yes.
Did he give a good account of the London lifestyle?
We didn't actually ask him about the London lifestyle. We just asked him about all of his research. And we actually spoke about websites. We spoke about the aftermath of what the hell is it called? Through buying over. Yeah, we had like a discussion about all websites and checking out how things go and why things go the way that they do. It was actually a very, very nice account of that. We never actually asked him about that. We also had Raku on last week, trying to ask him about lakeside furs. What were we speaking about? Raku, help me out here.
Wherever you are.
He is on here somewhere. But yeah, we spoke.
I've got support, by the way, on the chat channel with people who have never been on a roller coaster, so maybe it's you that's weird.
Yeah, well, we know that, but...
The first time that I went on a roller coaster, I was 8.
Me too. 8 Golden Loop was my first roller coaster. It goes upside down, first roller coaster. I was scared out of my mind.
My first roller coaster was Splash Mountain.
Mine was the Anaconda.
I rode that ride when it just opened. The queue was standing outside the exit of the park.
It was standing by the petrol station across the road.
I remember that one.
It was that bad.
It got better.
It got much better. By the next day, it was standing off at like about a kilometer less than that.
Actually, you know what the funny thing is that just sounds like something from Monty Python.
All right.
It's like, it turned me into a newt. I got better.
Yeah.
But that's what you get when you go to these places, and I actually hate that. It's just like going to the airport, whether it's a theme park or whether it's anything. I hate queue lines. Jeez, I hate waiting. It's just like the most...
You are not welcome in Britain if you hate queues.
Yeah, the British want queue.
It is amazing. You would not, people like make fun of it, but I'm telling you, it is real. They are unbelievable queues. If there's a delay or anything, a queue just instantaneously forms. Like, there's no communication. It's just before you know it, there's a queue there, you're in it.
It's
You've been dragged into
It's just like corners around you.
Isn't that the kind of like place where you could actually just stop, wait somewhere for a couple of minutes, and a queue would actually form behind you?
No, I'd like to think that the Brits wouldn't fall for that. Maybe.
Dude, look as though you're looking for something. Bring a second person along. The two
and
of
we're
you
gonna
just sort of
start a
sit there.
queue.
Check your watches every now and again and see if anybody joins the queue.
I am going to do that.
And see how long you can get that going.
I'm gonna do that. What are we queuing for? I don't know.
Something's happening right here. I heard it on Twitter.
We're gonna do that.
And they just randomly tweet to it and like post to your tweet.
Yes,
say,
and
this,
Instagram.
yeah.
I'm gonna Instagram. Now that I have Instagram, I'm gonna Instagram the crap out of that.
It's just so counterproductive. It's like the most serious waste of time that I can possibly think about. That and
Big time.
Well, I mean, the Asians have actually perfected queuing. They just literally find seats to sit down in and put their shoes in a line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. But I've seen that. No, I saw that on a picture, and that was probably somewhere in either Japan or China or wherever. But it's just, it's like sitting in traffic. It's the same thing.
In China, you can hire somebody to come and sit in your car and move your car through traffic, and then they'll take you on a scooter to your office.
Yeah, well, I can actually imagine that, seeing that it's the
Because
most
that's how bad their traffic is.
overpopulated place on the planet. But then you go to Japan and you go to Tokyo. Do you know how well their roads are designed? The freaking civil engineering in that place is amazing.
Yeah, well, welcome to Japan. It has to be well civil engineered, otherwise people run into each other all the time.
Yeah.
There's no room in Japan.
But-
like,
but-
everything is a building.
But the same counts now for London, seeing that you're moving there, Raven. It's, I know in Holland, the public transport system is so well done. In London, they say you don't walk, you walk practically a street block, and then you will either be at the tubes or you will be at some kind of train station or something.
No, it's true. London, it's a big city, but it's actually a very dense city. It doesn't actually cover that big an area.
Yeah.
So the transport, be it the higher bicycles or the tubes or the overground rail or the buses, there's a lot of it there, and it's very convenient to get around. And it's because you just can't get around on a car. It
I
can't be
want
done.
a bicycle.
Well, apparently they also charge you for having a car, just
Yeah.
for having a car.
Yeah, but
Cool, you've got a
So
car.
that-
You've driven to the city.
Pay money.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the insurance is also mandatory no matter where, and that is actually a law that I think should exist everywhere. Okay, and
Insurance in of itself is just a way to steal money for when you die.
yeah, but the reason why you should have insurance is because if you don't and you freaking write off a guy's BMW, oops.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
Rebecca,
especially
you
because-
won't even need to buy a bicycle, even where you are in Shepherd's Bush. I'm sure the hard bike scheme goes that far, so there's a little rack that you can pull out. You can buy a key for, I think it's £40, which will give you access for a year. Or £1 or £2 will give you access to as many
Yeah.
rides as you want for 24 hours. It worked really well.
They did that in Holland as well, and then the bicycles start disappearing.
It's all right. And look, everything they do here, they're copying the Dutch. The Dutch are way ahead when it comes to cycling.
Yeah, but is there also that many bicycles there?
There's a lot. Especially during peak hours. There's an awful lot of bicycles here. Not as much as the Dutch, but yeah, it's still.
In Holland,
still a lot.
right next to the train station, there is a building, like a parking lot, just for bicycles.
Great.
And it's massive. And it's just bicycles. No cars, nothing, just bicycles.
I think you should
that
get one of
sounds
those, you should get one of those bells, but it has to be like an automated thing with a massive speaker on the front, like mounted. And every time you get past someone, it barks at people.
I'm gonna do that.
Woof, woof, bitches.
I'm gonna do that.
Get out of the way.
I
Woof,
want a
woof.
bicycle.
But their public transport is sorted out to the extent that you do not need a car. That
Well,
is...
actually,
That's
I bought a
it.
car, so that's okay.
That's true. Where you're living, Rove, you will not need a car.
Exactly. I can walk to work, to the shops, to Tom Hiddleston's house, to my
Are
house.
you prepared for all the dangerous animals over here, though?
dangerous animals.
Oh, yeah, dangerous animals.
They should prepare for me.
But like,
I'm telling you that on literally the front page of the newspaper this morning on one of the tabloids was a killer seagull.
What?
Oh! Oh
Killer seagull. I know. And coming from South Africa, you're not used to this sort of stuff. Like,
Wait,
okay, so
hold
just
on,
be
hold
careful.
Hold on, just a point. I answered something in respect to this, in respect to a question that was actually given to me at one point.
I am afraid of seagulls, so this might be a problem.
She actually asked me about England recently,
If I'm going to survive.
if she's going to survive. And my answer was something along the lines of, and I quote, eventually when
As
I find
soon
it.
as he finds
Here we
it.
go. Remember, England is a very wild, uncivilized country. I heard that they have a mad brood mother who refuses to die that is constantly surrounded by the Red Guard. Aside from that, they fail to have adequate parking for everyone. And don't get me started on their police forces. Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
Also remember they ride sheep in the streets, and their favorite form of art involves all different means of farming. And if a game has any form of blood in it, expect an inquiry to be done towards how violent it is. As the country seems to not have the mental capacity to understand the difference between games making people violent and people making people violent. See my previous comment about the Mad Brood Mother and Hot Fuzz.
Hot fuzz!
Also, take everything that Dylan Moran says about the country is absolutely true. They may consider overfeeding you. That may be a deeply concerning issue.
Hey, I'm already chubby, so they can overfeed me all they want. I've got nowhere else to go.
Now add killer seagulls.
I know, I'm scared about the seagull.
Well, watch out for those seagulls.
I'm very concerned about the seagulls.
How exactly? What was this killer seagull? Did it actually like poke somebody's eye out and then they bled to death, or what?
No, so there's a notorious London seagull, and so a dangerous, well-known one that's drowning
This isn't his first offense.
pigeons.
Oh,
Yes, so
Drowning pigeons.
out in Regent's Park, drowning pigeons and then eating them.
Oh,
And
cool.
someone
That
snapped a
just
picture
sounds
recently of a seagull
fantastic.
eating a dead mouse.
Oh,
Cutting for a seagull, so watch out.
Well done.
The seagull's got slight psychopathic tendencies. He can be.
Right.
I like this seagull.
I can tell you right now, there is a seagull like directly outside my window, and I'm on like the 3rd floor, sitting on top of a street light looking at it.
Is it staring at you though?
It is. Well, I don't know. It's got 2 eyes on each side of its head. No matter which angle I'm from, it kind of looks like it's staring at me.
Twitch.
I'd be afraid if I were you. Don't go outside alone.
I'm coming for you.
Sitting there like, you what, mate?
You what, mate? You having a laugh?
I'll bash your fucking head and I swear on me mum.
Swear me mum. Swear me mum.
Oh, that is good. Okay, I'm scared
Yeah,
of the seagulls now.
There's not many seagull furries out there, are there, I'm surprised.
I wonder why.
Well, I mean,
I know one seagull.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand why.
There must be some sort of stereotype against being a seagull.
Yeah,
They're too
like
white.
drowning pigeons.
Seagulls are white supremacists in disguise.
They are.
Dude, I just heard, I think it was either Scratch or Ivic that says, but why would you? I mean, why would you be a freaking bug? Right? You get that?
Praying mantis. I mean, that's pretty cool. Praying
We
mantis
actually
is
have a
cool.
praying
I know
mantis
we
furry.
do. We have one on the forum.
Gawafi is a praying mantis furry.
It's really cool.
I know, but that's the same kind of thing that I'm saying. It's, who cares?
I don't know. There's a difference between something cool that eats its boyfriend's head before it has to have sex, and a seagull that drowns pigeons.
Well, I mean, seagulls drowning pigeons is just bad.
Exactly. So you see, I wouldn't be like a stupid bird, but I'd be like an awesome praying mantis.
Okay, so if it was some sort of sex thing, you'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
There you go.
Like Kink actually says, there are no Indian minor.
Yeah, but that's because Indian miners are fucking stupid, and they're all over the place.
Well, I mean, like, I have actually been seeing a large amount of bird furries beginning to crop up out of, like...
Darn those aliens.
I think bird furries are cool. I'm pro bird
The
furry.
thing is that I love the idea of the furry master race, but, aliens are people too, man.
Don't you start with me.
By definition, they are not.
Well, I'm technically a bird, even though I'm a jackal.
No, but you got a bird familiar.
No, but my name's Raven, and my angel dragon's Magpie. So see, I like birds, just not Indian miners and seagulls. Apparently. I'm birdist.
You only like the blackbirds.
I only like blackbirds. Once you go black, you never go back.
God damn it.
Oh,
That one was so worth it.
that was awesome. Well done. Well, I mean, Indian miners are like, what, purplish blue?
They're
black?
brown. Starlings are purplish blue. Indian miners are brown with a little black marking and a very small amount of yellow on the beak. They're also highly intelligent.
Hold on.
I know.
For those of you who don't know, I just shook her hand.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Plum the dragon. Oh God.
No,
Okay,
what the hell,
no,
right?
no, so much no.
Traumatized. Victor traumatized me.
Why is there an E62140 no more? Why are there 2 videos directly on top of this?
Xenomorph.
I'm gonna look at this video later.
Why are you browsing E621 while we're having a podcast?
Because it was posted on here.
It's multitasking.
Yeah. See, there you go. That is what an Indian miner looks like. I was so right.
The funny thing is that like Doge and them actually because they're such a pest, they literally shoot at them with air rifles.
I did that just because I didn't like them.
Well, I mean, they are pests though.
Well,
They're stupid.
I think the same thing can be said about the grey squirrels in Stellenbosch. They're technically a pest.
Well, technically, it's the only reason why we have squirrels in Stellenbosch, because if we got rid of all the like grey squirrels in Stellenbosch, we wouldn't have any squirrels in Stellenbosch.
I like squirrels.
I love squirrels, especially the squirrels in Stellenbosch. They make the funniest noises.
Aww.
If you like watch them and they're busy like trying to ward you off, they do this weird sort of like I'm going to breathe in now thing. They go, and then their cry is literally.
Squirrels are weird. There's lots of squirrels in England, I think, right? There's squirrels
You are
in
indeed,
England.
yeah, you'll see
Squirrel.
in London lots of squirrels. You'll see lots of foxes, lots of squirrels, all that sort of area.
Foxes.
When I was 3 hours in London and I met a fox up close. He came into the garden and he sat with me for half an hour. It was so cool. And I
Yeah,
was
foxes
like,
are cool.
I like foxes. They're awesome.
Watch on a cat.
Don't mind Ivic. He's attacking his cat.
Yeah, but we could actually hear his cat on the
Yeah,
what's its name.
she's really, I don't know, she's special at the moment.
She also peed in the chair,
That wasn't me.
Which chair?
the grey one.
Sorry.
She literally sat on it and peed in it.
She peed on my bed while I was in the bed. Too.
What the fuck?
I didn't do something about your cat.
The funny thing is that she always pees in places that I'm not. So I'm okay with this.
Yeah. It's all good.
I can live with it.
That cat.
There was a point that she took a dump in his bed as well.
It was initiation.
No, he'd been here for quite a while.
It
I
was
think.
last month.
Oh, okay. It wasn't initiation.
Is the outside door open?
It should be.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, maybe she's just doing it to get attention.
She's doing it to get attention. She's female. Of course she's doing it to get attention.
It's okay. The male cat pees on our windowsill.
That's because he's male and stupid. No offense.
Wow.
Just checking. I'm surrounded by two men, and I've got men all over the podcast next to me. I'm screwed.
Yeah,
I'll spit you, mate.
I'd keep your
Young
pro-feminist.
lady.
Now I'm in trouble.
I'd keep your pro-feminist bullshit to yourself.
I'm not feminist, I'm equalist. I think plants have rights too. Sorry.
Do you think that anybody's decided to dress up as one of those cacti to be just like that'll be their furry? The cacti from Final Fantasy?
I want to be a cactus fur! No, see, Kink agrees with me, I think.
A cactus fur. Isn't there that company, Don't Hug a Cacti? They do the fursuits, some of the fursuits. Don't hug a cacti.
Ah.
Do not know.
Well, mostly
Yeah, don't hug cacti.
don't hug.
Don't hug cactus.
You do realize that one of the reasons why a lot of people chose hedgehogs after a while is so that they didn't have to get hugged.
I want to dress as pedo bear and walk around giving away free hugs.
Pedo bear.
Everybody will hug you because you're pedo bear.
I know, that's my plan.
Ingenious.
I know, I saw it on the internet, I stole the idea. It's
Worst
really-
image and possible realization that I had is when I saw Kane West in a fursuit called Dropout Bear. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't bring that up. You know what that talking about cement does to me.
Yeah, I remember the last time we spoke about him, we all got very angry for no apparent. It's like his name got mentioned, and everybody's like, "Rrr, that man."
Yeah,
Go
I just choose not to spend my psychic energy thinking about things that make me angry.
You have psychic energy?
Yes.
I have psychotic energy.
This is true.
I'm female.
That's like the answer for everything. Why are you doing that?
I'm female. It's the best excuse ever.
I think you should get yourself like a badger costume and literally just go up to everybody going, badger.
Badger, 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 mushroom! Sorry.
You sounded like a train.
Maybe I was trying to be a train.
The badger train.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But I mean, like, you just walk up to people and poke them. Go badger.
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 Am I badgering
Badger.
you?
Badger. Badger.
I'm gonna badger you if you're not careful.
Jesus.
You don't actually see a lot of badgers as well.
Well, I saw what was
They're
it wasn't a badger, but it was a thingy on Orangina. That I don't say that right, do I?
It's a cactus.
Is it Orangina or
It's Orangina. It's
For your
Orangina.
sake, let's call it Orangina, yeah.
It's Orangina. It is actually pronounced Orangina.
Because frankly, Orangina just sounds.
It does
dirty.
sound very bad. It's Orangina.
It's like calling Regina pizza Regina pizza.
I would like your Regina, please.
Could you fold it in half?
God fucking damn it.
I don't know what these two are on. They must have been drinking quite a lot
Seriously,
before the
what?
podcast.
What are you guys pumping into the room?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out if it's vodka or red cordial.
Large amounts of pizza.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we're like hyped up on large amounts of carbohydrates. We get crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm crazy naturally.
Yeah, but that's.
Yeah.
And you're also a natural redhead.
Exactly. Ginger for the win.
Is that part of your question? Like ginger, redhead, brown?
Yeah, do you
Natural.
ask
We don't ask hair color.
We should ask hair
You
color.
should
Really
ask
relevant,
me if
is
It's very, very important.
Yeah, because gingers have a tendency to go overboard with everything, so we might be like over dramatic completely with our answers. Even though
I'll tell
they're
you what's been one of the problems with the survey is that actually the question on race. So the survey set up a long time ago, and it's set up by two Americans. And so what they did is they went to the American census and they said, okay, what are the different racial groups? And so when you go there and you fill it in, it's racial groups that make sense if you happen to be American. But when you've got Oriental as an option, and that basically covers the whole of Asia. When you're sitting there asking that question towards furries, of course, plenty of which live in places like Singapore or Malaysia or Taiwan or Japan. It becomes a reductive and arguably even insulting question. It's a real challenge. Never mind, I can't even imagine what it'd be like getting into the politics of hair colour. But a seemingly simple, innocuous question like that, it's full of so much danger. Questions on gender and sex are obviously very difficult. Because you've got questions that were written 10 years ago. And the way in which people have gotten a little better about dealing with gender in recent times. But yeah, the race one, essentially you just get information, like the data you get from it isn't useful. And when it comes to hair
Well, I
colour,
mean, I
I can't
noticed
help but
on
wonder.
yours you said white is one of the options.
Caucasian.
Yeah, exactly. In South Africa, we don't say white, but on your survey it says white, and in South Africa that would have to say Caucasian, because if you say white, everybody's going to be like whoa, and black has to be African.
And what about colored?
Yeah.
That's Middle
Exactly,
East.
it's just not an
But it
option,
can't
it's
be
just down
Middle
as...
Eastern. So not Middle Eastern. They're
Yeah,
literally
exactly.
black
They're
people or white
colours.
people who've gotten
Yeah, exactly.
jiggy and then had children.
They got
Or
jiggered.
Khoisan.
Or Khoisan.
Yeah, and you can't mix Zulu with Venda, because then all hell breaks
And
loose.
what about Inuits?
Yeah, you don't have Inuits on there. You need to put Inuits on there.
But
Is
you've
that
got,
kind of...
you've got Native Americans an option, but obviously Native American, that's fine as long as you're in North America. But what that means
Unless
is
you're
wildly
in
different.
Inuit,
Start going to places like Australia.
Yeah.
Back to Bronies for like 15 seconds, because it's also a survey that was done by Pornhub recently. And oddly enough, South Africa features in this thing, where people actually search for My Little Pony porn on
On Pornhub.
Pornhub, yeah. And the largest amount is the largest amount is from Belarus, 462% on worldwide average. Russia is 427, Ukraine is 326. England doesn't even feature on this list.
Darn it!
But Brazil, Denmark, Iceland, Colombia, Mexico, Peru, Argentina, Poland, Finland, Chile,
Puerto Rico!
Puerto Rico. The United States is like 22% on the average.
So
That's
the interest in My Little Pony in an erotic sense varies wildly depending on where you are in the world. This is what you're telling us. So the Belarusians is like
Yeah.
there's 20 people looking up My Little Pony porn for every one American.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
It is quite scary just how like there's a map here of how many people search, and like I said, South Africa sort of features lightly, and Australia is actually heavier into it than South Africa is, and there are people in Africa.
That is the DRC.
Yeah, the DRC actually like
It's really dark.
is really dark
Wow.
for pony porn. It's on the same level as like America is.
How?
They've probably only got like 3 laptops in the entire of the DRC though. So
And
you
then
know,
they just download
and then
everything.
they just
in the
download
system.
everything just in case.
All the fat cat like oil barons sitting there going, "My Little Pony porn." Yes. Go Fluttershy.
That works.
Right click save the internet.
That works well.
But you don't have crab people as a race there. I feel insulted.
Oh.
Crab people or lizard people.
On the, are you talking about the furry species there?
No, I'm talking about the race on South Park.
Look, don't forget, the thing is that there are Americans that believe that half the people are lizard people. So you did actually leave somebody out.
Yeah. And under religion, you don't have flying spaghetti monster.
Wouldn't seriously, wouldn't that be like the worst way to be busted? Like have the whole lizard people thing be blown wide open. Like one person checks the box and it's like, shit.
Somebody found out.
That's like entire like global conspiracy being busted by someone like taking a survey when like I don't know, starting up Unity or something.
No, I can already see that happening. I can already see the conspiracy theorists use that piece of evidence to debunk fucking every single thing that they've been shown before, and just that tick on that freaking survey, that's the indication that lizard people exist.
Sorry, I mistyped on how long in years have you known about the furry subculture. I went 156. Immediately went red. I was like,
You can't do that.
I had a
That's
previous
good, I like
life, God damn it.
I was a
That's
furry in Egypt.
I'll pass it. That's a compliment for Macchio who wrote the survey because he's validating the data as he goes. I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like a regex.
Yeah. Well, look, do fill it in. You know, I think we're going to get really close, if not more than 20,000 responses this year. When I pulled the data for some early results, which I gave it Confuzzled this year, that was about 7,000. That was sort of back in April, May. I know the plan is for there to be some advertising on Fur Affinity later in the year, but given the whole IMVU thing, I don't know if that'll actually take place or not. I don't know if they've changed the way the advertising works on the site. But yeah, do share it around because you know the more people you get the
more accurate
representation.
is the data and everything.
I'll actually
Yeah.
post
Why-
it onto Google Plus groups.
What's on the farm?
Yeah, the forum as well, but
Yeah.
the Google Plus groups, I have like 5,000 to 6,000 people strong in them already. Raccoon has his
Actually, it's a good question about advertising in SoFurry. We actually did this. This was, I think it was the year before last. What Macchio did was he ran advertising on Fur Affinity and SoFurry simultaneously, and took a look at the click-through rates and the number of impressions. And it's something which I think I've heard people say in the past is that the reason why people are going on Fur Affinity is just the numbers are overwhelming. So if I've got a link here that I can share on the chat room, just a sec. And what it shows is that, so the costs I think were exactly the same. They may have been slightly different, but you can see that a month of advertising had 1,500 visits from the site from Fur Affinity and 170 from SoFurry in the same time. The furry poll, it was 3,440 from Fur Affinity and 258 from SoFurry in the same time. So it's less than 1/10. Or around about 1/10 of the number of click-through rates, and it's the reason why Fur Affinity, despite all of the various and exciting dramas and changes in ownership and sexy grandmas, people are going to continue to use it because it's where the people are.
Ferrari finally won something. That's amazing.
So I wonder how. So if this is the number of hits that Adjective Species get when they advertise, I wonder how many hits the sexy grandma got when she advertised on Fur Affinity for a few weeks there. Did you guys see that?
There was a sexy grandma?
There was a sexy grandma for like weeks. When IMVU changed the advertising, and you guys are probably all running ad blockers, so you won't have seen it.
Yeah.
And then they had mature ads from outside of furry, and one that was running for the same time was sexy grandma underscore 69 wants to do things with you and lives in your area, start chatting here. It was grossly inappropriate for the site. It was a mistake and an honest one, but it was pretty uncool.
It's definitely right up my alley. I want to have a sexy grandma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lovely.
We know your fetish now.
no, well, that's one of many.
Did you put that on the survey?
Eventually.
Good.
I just need to click everything.
Everything.
I have an everything button so that I don't have to click all the way through.
Yeah, it's quicker just to select the ones that he isn't into.
Yeah. He should go select all and then just click off the two that he's not into. That works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Raccoon is also probably right when he says if you keep suing, it won't change.
Yeah, that too.
It's like, oh wait, suing, that means that we get to market it!
Yeah.
I
IMVU is being
take
sued.
Raccoon's point. It's a good one. It's if I'm sort of sitting back and saying, well, things aren't going to change because that's the nature of the furry community. We're going to keep using Fur Affinity, and if people all say that en masse, then it doesn't change the status quo. But the fact is, when it comes to advertising, it costs money to run the ads, and so you're always going to go where you get the most response.
Yeah.
But I take the general point. I completely agree.
That's true.
So what do you guys use? Do you for your furry sort of general furry socializing? Are you guys on Fur Affinity, So Furry, Weasel?
We're on. We use all the international platforms basically as you go around. Not everybody uses everything, but we have a local forum. That's how most of the people get together. And Ivic, among a few other people, are running WhatsApp groups. We also have an IRC channel, and you name it.
That's being hilarious. The RC channel is actually beginning to, it's not necessarily picking up, but it has good meets. We had something like, 8 or 9 people, and this is actually a large amount of people sometimes. We had 8 or 9 people going to McGinty's in Clearwater.
McGinty's!
Is it Clearwater?
No, it's somewhere else.
It's the
Brightwater Commons.
Which is awesome, because there were so many jumping castles, and I wanted to actually rent one of those out. There's a jumping castle that's really, really tall that you get into a harness and you just jump.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
I don't like those. They scare me.
I know, I'm fairly
So
nice.
what about personally? Do you guys maintain Fur Affinity pages or
Yeah,
do you use So Furry?
I do.
Weasel?
I just haven't posted on it today.
I have a So Furry and a Weasel account. Weasel recently, actually, I was one of the evaders of the Fur Affinity forum, and that's why I joined Weasel since the whole IMVU drama started.
Your membership Fur Affinity declined?
No. It's just when all the drama started, I decided, wait, I'm gonna hang out here where all my friends are. But I still use both, so.
Raccoon, yeah. I didn't mean to say that, but I mean...
Yeah! Raccoon's a badass.
Well...
I like that. Hey, it's in my books. If you get banned, you're automatically a badass.
Reasons. Yeah.
I'm not sure getting banned is something to aspire to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not hard to get banned off the forums, and that might
Actually, you know what? It is very hard to get banned.
No, not for me, dude. I just made like 2 jokes once, and I got 2 infractions.
That's for Affinity forums. On the South African, on ZA forums.
Yes, but there's a reason why it's a little bit harder there, is because our community is much smaller. They cannot just afford to ban like everyone, especially for stuff like swearing or whatnot. You know.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, we swear on the forum so often anyway.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it shouldn't actually be, because the forum is, the age restriction for it is 13.
Yeah, well, the word fuck is...
Yeah, but still, I mean, if a 13-year-old's parent reads it and he's like, oh, they talk filthy on this of my child. That's what it's really
Who are
about.
these sexual deviants that swear so often?
No, but on Fur Affinity, I literally make a joke, and the one was actually low content posting. Now we know that is actually, but that is normally how a sarcastic joke is, right? Freaking got a fraction for that. Not like, oh yeah, if I continue this, they're gonna ban my FA account as well. Ugh.
So
Well, I mean, how long does
the
it...
lowest form of wit.
Uh,
It's also my first language.
you know what the funniest thing is that the person who said that was being sarcastic, therefore it is actually one of the highest forms of wit.
I was being sarcastic.
But
Stop using your amygdala.
but then again, is on a community such as that, it's not a surprise because they have a this button, and people are actually challenging each other on how much of this button can be clicked, right? And this is probably one of the issues. So you want to say something sarcastic or something like that so that people find it funny or whatnot, and then they click it. And this is actually, I think it poses a little bit of a problem for that site because it makes people makes people want to be a complete douchebag on the forum, but you're not allowed to be.
Well,
You
I mean, it's
understand what I
generally
mean?
not good form.
It's technically not it's social etiquette, like to be a douchebag.
I know, but the people deliberately do it.
I think that's just their natural state of.
No, actually not. You'll be surprised. It's just so that they can get that.
Yeah. I think Helios, look, I mean, like, there are specific people.
Yeah, there are one or two people who I definitely think that their natural brain wave is just to be a douche. I really think so.
I mean, it's like, good morning, I'm gonna go douche now, I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly. Off to work. La 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 la.
Rawr! Motherfucker.
I can write a song about that. There we go.
Yeah, cool. More furry content for all of us.
Yay! I can't write
Just-
songs for
I
fuck.
think your song should be called Rawr Motherfucker.
Roar, motherfucker! Dun, 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 dun. Okay, no, never mind.
How can you? I'm in the sexuality part. I'm gonna actually talk about the one topic, but some of these topics, how do you participate in this offline?
It's a really good question. Like, some of it are things which are obviously not possible. I've got those numbers as well. My favourite statistic is one of the things that the survey asked for is fertility and impregnation, and I do this in person. So like, lots of people are interested in that. That's a fairly common fetish thing out there in the wild of the furry world.
Or vor? I do this in person.
How do you?
Four in person.
You get a very large steak and think that is a bunny.
You put funny ears on it.
I think, yeah.
You get a ventriloquist to speak for your steak.
No, don't eat me!
Vor in real life is cause for like criminal charges. Seriously.
I'm going to dress up my food from now on with googly eyes and ears. And then I'm going to post pictures of myself eating it.
Yeah.
Much vor.
It starts getting like a whole bunch of people following you on like thingy, going like, oh wait, you should start doing YouTube videos of vor.
Yes, I'm going to do more videos!
Like different voices for. No, don't eat me. You get like.
Well, look, I tell you, I'll ask you a question. I guess I've got to head off fairly shortly, and I think we're sort of, if I'm not wrong, it's an hour long, or is it an hour and a half? Do we go for?
We go for an hour and a half, but if you need to be somewhere, it's no problem.
Yeah, I'm just hungry mostly.
Oh,
now we're
And now we're talking about vor. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the question that I'll ask, because I've got the number here. Now, this is preliminary. So, what percentage of furries clicked the I am interested in vor? Do you think?
I'd say about 35.
You're at 35, so more than 1 in 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Other guesses?
I'm gonna go 20.
yeah, I'm also gonna go around 20.
I'm an optimist. I'm going for like 80.
Raccoon says 17%.
I think
I can
Raccoon's closer than me.
King says 10.
Raccoon is indeed closer. I can tell you that the number of people who are interested in furry, obviously from, it's in the sexuality section, that number is only about 77. So
Oh,
whilst furry is a component of sexuality for a lot of furries, it's not universal. So I can tell you the number for Vor is 16%. So Racuan's just about spot on.
But I mean, I think Rack just actually pulled that statistic somewhere.
But
we haven't published.
how many
we-
people?
we-
How many
we've never
people? Sorry.
We've never published that number.
Oh, Cubble Wolf actually got to 15%.
How many people clicked I participate in this offline in person? That's what I want to know, because
That's
that's
the 1%.
Percentage of 17.
1%. So one in
That's
every
the-
100 furries
Are lying.
ate someone.
It's either that or 1 in 100 and something furries are actually, what's the word? Hannibal Lecter.
Ooh! I wouldn't mind that. I like Hannibal Lecter. He's cool.
Well, I mean, essentially they can participate in war if they eat cows.
No, yeah.
Yeah, if I ate a jackal, I'd be cannibalistic.
Oh yeah, you should actually put it there, interspecies war.
Yeah.
Or to cannibalism.
Remember, the thing is, sexual interests.
I don't taste so nice.
We do have a self-proclaimed cannibal on our forum.
Yeah, we do.
But he's actually never tasted human flesh.
Well, he admitted to that finally after we, dragged it out of him.
But essentially he has eaten, human flesh. If you've ever eaten your cuticles or chewed your nails...
Yeah, because I choose the skin around my nails.
Yeah, that's your cuticle. You've eaten human flesh.
No, that's just skin.
Skin is flesh.
No, skin is skin. Flesh is your meaty stuff. Don't argue with the person that eats more meat than most meat eaters, lions, and stuff.
Most meat eaters lions.
I was gonna say vampires.
What the...
Carnivores, that's the word.
Meat eaters lions.
Sorry, my bad.
Vampires. Okay.
Don't
Well,
mind me. I think we broke it.
I think we might have...
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to have to finish early, everyone. I apologise for not being here for the full 90 minutes, but I'll continue listening.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, it's getting on a bit, and so there's some faffery to be done at this end of the world. Anyway, look, thank you for the chat, Raven. I look forward to crossing paths with you when you eventually find your way into London. I'm sure we'll see one another at a London Furs meet or something like that.
Jam, if you want to follow her on Twitter, she's
I'm for the win SA. That's me, and I'll find her Twitter handle, and then I'll follow you.
She was on the Twitter feed that I actually brought out. So
Yeah.
at For the Win SA, so you can easily follow her there. And for those of you who want to follow JMHorse, he's at JMHorse on Twitter. Very, very interesting stuff. I'm pretty sure that he posts things from SoFurry on there. Oddly enough, also SoFurry posted for us as well. Thank you very much for that. The cat also wants to talk to us.
She's very sensitive.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Thank you for being.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for being while you were being here.
Thank you for being.
Mhm.
That's so profound.
Very.
Thank you for being a friend.
Na, 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 na,
Is he
na.
gone?
Yep.
No.
Okay, cool. So it's just the three of us. We wanted to ask you, what is the one thing that you're looking forward to most that side?
What is the one thing I'm looking forward to the most at Tom Hiddleston?
Okay.
That was easy. No, actually, snow. That is what I'm looking forward to.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
snow.
Legitimate snow. Not slush.
Not the
Snow.
slushy shit that Joburg gives me. Sorry, that was my angry anti-Joburg voice.
So we've... No, she hasn't.
There we go. That's her problem. She's a child. She needs food or her diaper changed.
Scratch, did it snow any time this winter on the mountains? I didn't see any snow yet.
There was some, not a lot though, but it definitely frickin' felt like it. It's been cold.
Yeah,
as
it's
shit in
cold. It's bad. But today and yesterday was actually quite fine. And they have a gas shortage here as well. And I have like one of these little gas heaters. So it's a freaking mission finding that stuff.
town. Yeah, my parents are trying to find gas for the cooker as well. They can't.
Funniest thing about it is that most of that gas goes to ESCO.
Darn you, Escom.
That's the reason why we've got gas shortages, because the thing is that A, they do this and then they do that.
My friend calls Escom. Yay, we fucked up again.
Wow.
I know.
Close enough.
That's exactly like the best description of them ever.
It's like the one service in South Africa that is not late at all. Like, it's not even a minute late anymore. It's load shedding. I'm dead serious. It's like freaking on time. Boom. They don't even forget anything. They just shut you down right on
late
time.
to come back on though.
Yeah.
They're always on time to knock you off, but when they come back, it's like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10.
They were late by an hour and a half for us.
You see,
it's
that
that
shit is
hours.
4.5 hours.
That and SAR.
Yeah. No, but SARS is very good at what they do. They're like, ha, you need to pay us money.
Yeah, because they take your money.
Mail email.
Except for me, because I've got 3 different accounts and I don't know which account is actually mine. It's
Lol.
brilliant, because all my money used to go to my mom. So they still think that it's going there.
An interesting thing that Buglish just said was you apparently your voice is so high that the dogs are barking next door. Oh God!
Jeez, what the hell?
That's being a tool.
Wow. We're still online.
Yes.
I apologize to everyone, but that is my voice and how I squeak.
Ow.
I can't help it, that's who I am.
This is true. We won't be able to contain you.
Yeah, that was pretty high pitched.
That was insane.
I have worked very hard to be squeaky, loud, and obnoxious.
Yeah, you can do the whole angel dragon thing without one of those squeaky toys with that voice.
I could all the angel dragon voices without the squeaky toys.
Okay, could you say Inpw has no dick. Go for it.
In what?
In Magpie and yeah, Magpie.
I gotta think about this one.
Why what the fuck, guys?
because look, when it comes to South Africa, you're probably our 2.
How would an angel dragon actually speak in squeaky voice?
Well, I mean, haven't you heard? Like, she actually did that to 2. Like, she was like,
I've never actually heard her speak. I've only heard her go squeak and
I'm going to, I will send you.
you're gonna have to, and then I'm gonna practice it, and then I'm gonna somehow get it around here. And yes, to cut a wolf, I sound like that.
All the time.
Almost all the time. On occasion, I sound like this, which is a normal human being, I think.
You heard.
Relatively normal.
Somehow. Yeah.
Sorry, I broke it again. My bad.
No. No, I'm still just trying to wonder what you guys are on.
Okay, do you really want to know?
No, maybe I don't.
There you go, darn it, they discovered us. We're doomed. Well, we were talking about badges and mushrooms earlier, so, you know.
Yeah, might as well be.
Might as well be shrooms.
Yeah. I don't know, I've never been on shrooms, so I don't know what they're
Apparently it's very, very bad if you're in a bad mood.
Every hallucinogen is bad if you're in a bad mood.
Your face is in a bad mood.
Ooh, your greatest comeback in life.
I know.
You really need a different one. It's not
I
funny.
know, right? He needs to, expand his horizons. Your mom is in bad mood.
I was gonna say your mom is expanding her horizons.
Well, that works too.
Emphasis on whore.
My sister has a joke about this. Says, "What's your mom's favorite cookie? A Oreo."
What the fuck?
I know, it's terrible.
Did you know that the trampoline used to be called the jumpoline until your mom got on it?
Yes, I love that one.
Wow.
I'm telling my sister that one. She's gonna love that.
Your sister, it's the same mom, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know, but you know, we get this. We understand each other.
Yeah. So what are you gonna miss most about South African furries?
About South African furries. This might take a while. I gotta think.
Just imagine, look.
That was a low blow.
Thanks.
So actually,
Thanks.
what, do you know what I'm gonna miss? You guys are the friendliest bunch of people I've ever met, even the douchebags. You guys really actually are really friendly, and I'm gonna miss that.
Mm.
I mean, hopefully they're friendly that side, but we're quite a close-knit family, and I like that.
Yeah. What exactly? No, if in fact, that's kind of what I want to ask now again. Like, I mean, what do you think? What do you think is the best quality of like South African furries? I mean, you've probably spoken to international ones here
I've
and
spoken to
there.
quite a few.
So I mean, and like if it comes to that, like from what you've heard from them, how different are we sort of in comparison to their communities?
Well, like in comparison, because I've been on the UK furry forum for a while, just like trying to get to know people on there, and because there's so many, you know, everybody just talks about everything in general. There's no like specific details. There's no like specific stories, stuff like that. And with our group, everybody knows everybody, and they know everything that's going on.
Unless
which
they
is
don't,
great.
then we know what the story is.
Exactly, and we just make it up as we go along, which is awesome. Our group, because we're so tight knit, we really are. We're a community, whereas they're a giant freaking country of their own.
Country.
They're a country. Oh, don't tell them that. I'm going there. Shit.
You heard it here first, people.
No, you didn't. Such lies. I was forced to say it.
Oh yeah, and that freaking
I was coerced.
that UK accent is something else as well. Just remember that there's different words for some things, like a cigarette and those stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is that like there are places there are several different accents in London alone.
Yeah, there's about 3, I think, that is most prominent. You'll get like
Accent. Then you get South London, but certain parts of South London. And then West London's got its own, and North London's got its own. And then you get my father, who I have no fucking clue where he came from, but he's got his own fucking accent.
But isn't he from Everton?
No, he's not. My father's actually from Croydon, which is actually he's from Streatham. Streatham. I don't know. I want to go to Swindon. They've got a traffic circle made out of 5 traffic circles.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
How even?
It is so fucking awesome. I'm going to stand in the middle of the circle and go, if this was in South Africa, we'd all be dead.
Or taxis would just crash into one another
It's amazing.
randomly.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Now I'm gonna quickly find it for you guys. You're gonna see it. Britain has the weirdest traffic circles.
And yet, it looks so organized, and it's actually really easy to follow.
No, that doesn't look easy at all. It looks crazy.
Yeah, I stood there. I stood there in Google Maps. I stood there and I was like, oh look, I can get this. So if you got to go around or you got to go in, it actually really looks logical. Yeah.
There it is. I posted it.
I need to have a look at this thing.
It's so cool. It's in Swindon. There
What
you go.
the fuck is that?
No, but see, look, you follow the outside if you want to go down there or down there or down there. If you want to go in, but you're coming from this side, then you go in there, and then you go out. And over here on this corner is a Tesco petrol station, and up here is a really dodgy road with half a car.
Do you have to like, I don't know. I can just imagine like if you had to like reach this while playing Magic. You'd have to roll
It's
in
called the Magic Roundabout.
You would have to, exactly, or D&D, sorry, you'd have to roll like a D20 to find out whether you've got the intelligence to be able to get to the right road.
It looks so cool though. I want to go there and just like stand there and just be in awe.
Dress up in a policeman's like uniform and start directing
It's
traffic.
not directing traffic. I'm gonna die. No, the police are a little bit like, seriously. Is it a circle of 50 stops and what? No, it is not. Nice try. That's that kind of stuff I'm looking forward to seeing there, because they got weird.
Of that level of like what you would call civility and that I would call bureaucracy. Like it's just like putting queues and filing in triplicate.
Do you know what that actually was? That was when the planning agency was bored, and somebody said, let's see if we could do it. And they did it.
Let's see if we can make an area that 5 streets come together.
And just make it happen.
And instead of using rampways and slip roads, we create a weird, crazy circle.
Which only works well if you're on drugs.
Which only also works well if you're not watching it from the top.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you're in it, it's
Hold
easier.
on. Wait, there should be a speed, one of those like, what do you call those things? The cameras that they put up top somewhere, where they literally watch the traffic go?
The roundabout teacher, I don't know what they're called, but there might be one of those. If you go to Google Maps, you can go into the street view of it.
Hold on. When I see the actual, what's the roundabout called?
Magic Roundabout.
Actual footage. Oh, Titanic.
Yay!
Operation Red Wing.
Okay,
Actual footage of a bear.
Good, those are hard to prove that they exist.
Next, and only after that it's Bigfoot. It's in this order: Titanic, Operation Red Wing, a bear, Bigfoot, and space. If you look for actual footage of.
The important things to search for. Magic is spelled with a G.
Yeah.
Roundabout.
A roundabout, okay, because if I said Magic Circle, that would be the festival.
Yeah, I was supposed to, that's a bit dodgy.
For a second, I was going to type in actual footage of magical of
Magic round table.
of magic Rounder Fest.
Oh my god.
Roundabout. Roundabout. Roundabout.
Roundabout.
The magic. Oh, it's an original BBC.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
1970.
no, the Magic Roundabout was one of my favorite stop motion animations from my childhood.
Traffic. Let's try that. Swindon's terrifying circle.
So yeah, that's interesting. They got a lot of weird stuff there in England like that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? I'm very scared to go to London by my lonesome, all alone, with nothing but my bag, limited amount of porn.
Well,
Limit of internet.
I get free Wi-Fi at the Backpackers Lodge, so that's going to be used really, really well.
I can just imagine like you pop up and like, the porn download goes like,
and everybody's kind of like the fracked, except that I'm in one of those. I'm in an 8-sleeper dorm room, so I can't exactly sit and watch porn all night.
Well, yes, you can. You know how to be quiet.
I do not know how to be quiet. This is me.
This is true.
I think everybody all over the country now knows what I sound like.
Yep.
It's cool like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, thank you for being on the podcast. Finally.
That was fun.
Yeah. Shall we cut it here?
Yes, I think we have said what needed to be said today.
Yes, I do believe so. This was one of our most frenetic podcasts
What
in a
does
while.
frenetic mean?
Frantic and like over the top and squeaky. But when this does get put onto YouTube,
You should put a warning.
put a warning and a timestamp, so that
Yeah.
people click on the timestamp and go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just like take that little clip and just like put it on play for like forever.
Actually, you know what? That'll be it.
10 hours of squeaky.
Yeah, I'll just be.
Imagine.
That sounds like a pig being tortured.
I know, but my voice is gone.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Couldn't you even at least try and do it in tune? A little,
No,
please.
no.
Okay, fine. Don't be in tune.
No, that was
try again.
falsetto beyond.
Try
it.
again.
No, I'm not going to go that high. I can, however, do that other thing that nobody wants to hear.
Go that high. I did.
Do the thing. What thing?
Holy shit.
That's so cool. That was cool.
That was in a high reach. Wow.
That was
I
awesome.
think that actually made my eardrum ring.
That was so cool. Ah. Yeah.
Second timestamp. That one.
Yeah, that needs to. Do you know that needs to go into like a video of like Five Nights at Freddy's or something?
Yeah, I think that's going to
As
be the new
a
scream.
scare track or something.
New scream, yeah.
Definitely.
All
I
right.
don't know if I'm gonna play the fourth one. Ugh. Jeez.
Well, yeah. What?
Don't ask questions.
I think people just think that somebody's been raped in here.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. Like, kind
Anyway,
of does sound like that.
So we're sort of closing up the podcast now. So I'd like to thank the people who are listening. Thank you, Wolfadon. Again, we're not necessarily always this frenetic, but sometimes we can be. Kinkins at A. Thank you, Mind.
Milk.
Milk.
Nope.
Bugfish, Cuddle Wolf, Ninjan, Victor, Raccoon, thank you for having a listen. And again, thanks for listening or being on the podcast to JM Wolf. And we'll see you guys next week, Sunday, again with...
Yeah. Horse.
What?
Horse, not wolf.
Oh, did I say Wolf? I'm sorry.
Don't mind him. It's late. He's tired.
So tired. I
His
played
ears are ringing.
D&D yesterday.
Okay. I have. Oh, please don't get into that. Oh, if you wanna laugh a little bit at D&D stuff, you look for a Tumblr called Your D&D Stories.
You do realize that all I really wanted to do was cast Flare all the time because of looking for group. I'm not looking for. There's like it's been there for a long time.
You're like sitting in the room with the least like nerdy person on the planet. I didn't know what D&D was until I met Twisted Dan 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit of unsure.
All I know is a bunch of grown men playing cards, which sounds
we-
Oh yeah, okay, yes, okay, now I remember.
We played dice in the alley.
You see, they play dice and it's like craps.
Crabs.
Not crabs.
I thought it was crabs.
No, it's crabs.
Crap.
Yes, crabs is what you get if you sleep with people.
Crabs is what you get when you sit in crab.
Well, there's that too.
You could probably do that.
Okay, bye.
Okay, cheers. I'm gonna cut the stream now.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye bye.